There, superstars. This is Coach Keren here. I'm interrupting your day with a very special video that's another one of my book recommendation videos. As you know, I love to read, and I read especially so that I can help you to read specifically. And today we're going to talk about what to read when you are a budding entrepreneur or an advanced entrepreneur obsessed with what I'm obsessed with, the passion economy. You know, 30 million small businesses are being run in the United States. 6 million of those have employees, but the vast majority have no employees. Like mine, we either work with freelancers every once in a while or we really are doing it for ourselves. And I want to emphasize this because it wasn't really a possibility for our parents. Our parents, just one generation ago, 2 generations ago, really had a choice. Work for money or follow your passion. And today we're able to do both. Many of you out there are pursuing your passions, and I want to offer you the books that have helped me pursue my passion and the books that I help others pursue their passions through, because they contain the very lessons that are going to keep you going and going to make you really successful. Here goes. The first one is The Dark Horse Project by Todd Rose and Ogi Ogas. By the way, these are also TED speakers. You should look them up. The best thing about the Dark Horse Project is that the Dark Horse Project is the cataloging of a Harvard very long experiment that discovered that dark horses, by which they mean people who pursued their passion and became very, very successful in industries that we don't usually think of as very successful, like yoga teachers, dog walkers, coaches, became incredibly successful. And their findings are absolutely pivotal to what you're doing because they're all about the pursuit of passion and the disciplined understanding of the difference between strengths and passion. I recommend this with all my heart. The second book is Steal Like an Artist. Steal Like an Artist is a wonderful book for anybody doing anything creative. The basic premise is that nothing is new and we are all just connecting the dots and rearranging them together. Don't be afraid of imitation. Imitation will teach you in order to become better and better and better. This isn't really about stealing. Of course, you will exercise your own ethics, but it's also containing wisdom that will 100% make your creativity shine brighter and longer. It's by Austin Kleon, one of my favorites. This one is new. It's coming out in January 2020. I love it so much that I'm going to talk about it right now. If you're watching this after January 2020, good for you. This is called The Passion Economy, and it's by Adam Davidson. Adam is the founder of Planet Money. It's an NPR podcast that I'm absolutely obsessed with. If you like Planet Money and you haven't heard the New Me episode, check it out right now. Adam talks about the passion economy and what essentially makes you successful in the passion economy. And he touches upon many, many points that I teach naturally. And it's a funny thing because he talks about this as it's all novel and it's all very new and economists aren't really studying this. But the truth is that the coaching business or the self-help world has been studying this from the time of Tony Robbins. Basically, at least 20 years ago, he's been talking about this. And he talks about passion really about being about harnessing your value, creating more value, and offering that value through your passion. And that's where your differentiation is going to come in. There are many, many wonderful elements to this book, terrific principles by which you will thrive because they focus much more on the why you're doing what you're doing and not how you're going to do it. Today's passion economy depends a lot less on the how and a lot more on the mindset because most entrepreneurs who are doing it for themselves, at least in the first couple of years, you're not really doing it for the money. It's so high risk and it's so uncertain that you have to have other factors. For example, in my case, being around super smart people, getting to do what I really love, creative freedom. There are lots of other trade-offs. And this is why, by the way, I'm just going to interject with a coach tip. And I always say, if you're starting something new, you've never been an entrepreneur before, hedge your bets. You got to have something stable. So having a day job, not necessarily a bad thing. Actors have been doing it for years and years and years. I myself had a full-time day job in the first year and a half of starting this business. Today, more than 3 years in, I'm happy to tell you I am rocking and rolling and it's amazing and it's worked out. But it was a pleasure and I did it with gratitude and with joy because I was so happy to still have that stability and be able to grow without freaking out about money. The last book I'm going to recommend is for the more advanced entrepreneurs or passion goers or hustlers of you out there. And that is the classic by Jim Collins, Built to Last. Now, Jim Collins is, of course, the author of Good to Great and Great by Choice, and these are phenomenal books. But Built to Last is a phenomenal book about the principles that really carry businesses the great distance. And it will help you to really think strategically, not tactically about the next step and the next step and the next step, but big picture. How can I really make my business last the test of time? Even though the truth is, the most important thing that you'll ever learn as an entrepreneur is to be resilient and to follow your passion. Because if you can keep your passion and be resilient, you'll roll with the punches. You'll reinvent yourself. You'll reinvent your business. Even Netflix rolled with the punches and reinvented the business several iterations before becoming a billion-dollar success story. And above all, enjoy yourself, because there's no other reason to do this. Today is an era with endless possibility. I recognize fully that for many, that's uncertain, and uncertainty is scary and uncomfortable. But if you could just shift that a little bit to the incredible possibility that were never available to us before, that my parents could not have afforded to go for, you will thrive much, much higher than you ever could. For more about this, there's an entire episode called When to Jump on my podcast, the Coached Podcast. You can ask me any question anytime by posting a question on my website, www.KerenEldad.com. And if you'd like to talk to me about how to supercharge your business with the incredible power of coaching, please don't hesitate to reach out. All of my details are on my website. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this has served you. Goodbye.